Hey y'all, today I thought I'd show you how I refill my backpacking canister. Now this is not something I recommend for everyone to do. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and put out this disclaimer. Do not do as I do. Do not do as I say. This is just for those who are curious about how I go about it. Do your own research if you plan on doing this. I will not be held responsible for your own negligence. Alright, that's out of the way. I am out here in the hot Mississippi Delta. I did not really want to do this indoors in case I had any gas leak out, although that's probably not a real big issue. I just thought it would probably be better to do this in the outdoors. You may hear my dog running around. If you hear heavy panting, it's not me. It is hot, but it's not me, it's my dog. Alright, when I'm out backpacking, a small can, this is the 110 gram. You can get a 100 gram. This can will last me between 9 and 12 days. So far, I have never actually run out. I've been close, but I only use it at night when I'm boiling my water for my suppers. I rarely use it in the morning. Occasionally I might have heat water for coffee, but generally it's just a one-time-a-day use for 3 or 4 minutes. But if I plan on being out a long time, I will, when I stop into a hotel or hostel and I find a partial can of somebody else that's put in a hiker box, I will add whatever they've got in it to this. That's to keep me from having to carry a second can that ups the weight of the backpack. What I do though is I carry this adapter that I can refill from any partial cans that I may find in a hiker box, and I carry this little adapter here to that's used with this can. I'll show you how to do all of that in just a moment. Like I said, I can get 9 to 12 days out of this can boiling water once a day. Alright, what you want to do is when you get a brand new can that's totally full, you can weigh it on a scale like this and see how much is in it, how much it weighs full. Write that on the bottom. Now, when I first started doing this, I didn't have a brand new full can, so I was guessing at the weights. I went on the internet and did some research, and I found out that actually what I had found out was a 100 gram can full weighs 200 grams. Now this is the 110. I believe it would technically full would be 210. I just wrote down 200 grams just to be on the safe side. I don't want to overfill and cause a problem. That's roughly 7 ounces full. Now I have empty, this would be about 100 grams, 3.5 ounces. Now these are just close guesstimates from information I've looked up on the internet, and like I said, this probably could go up to 210, but just for safety reasons I just leave it at 200 and go with that. Alright, let's see how much is in it right now. I have not filled this since my last backpacking trip. It's saying 4.95 ounces or 1.40 grams. Alright, so we've got a little ways to go. Alright, 2 ways you can fill this. Like I said, in a hiker box, if you find a partially filled can and you have this with you, you can fill from that can. Now at home, I refill from a larger can. It's just more cost effective to buy the larger can rather than a bunch of smaller cans. And I can refill many times from this. Alright, to do that, I will use this adapter. I bought this from Amazon. I will put the name of that on the screen here so you can see what it is. There are many different brands, but as long as you buy this similar type with the valve on it, you'll be fine. So we put that on this can. And I have read you can put this receiving can, the can that you're trying to fill, into the freezer for 20-30 minutes to chill it down. That helps with the transfer of the liquid fuel from here into here, the difference in temperature, and because it makes it the gas inside shrink down. You can feel it faster and better. I did not do that today. I just didn't feel like getting into that. The purpose of this video is really just to show you how it's done if you wanted to research further and do that yourself. Alright, with this on there, I'm going to get this out of the way. You put this one on the top. Make sure your connections are tight without stripping it. And then you simply turn the valve, and you'll hear it rushing from this can down into here. Dottie, sit down. All right, I hope you could hear that. I know we're outside and the cicadas are singing and the dog is making a lot of racket. Maybe you heard that. Let's see how much we got in there. And always take the valve off and get ready to weigh it again. Make sure that's 0. All right, 157 grams. All right, now I do want to point out, this is a butane propane mix. Same thing that's in here, butane, isobutane, propane. The reason they've got a mix is because in colder weather, it performs better, it burns better. So if you're in the summertime, if you're backpacking in the winter, be sure you refill with this. It'll work better in the cold. Now, if you in the summertime you cannot find, say, a partial can in a hiker box, and you can stop by a gas station or truck stop, and most often you'll be able to find one of these. Also, Walmart has both of these, but if you if you couldn't find one in a hiker box, of course that's more cost effective because you're not buying it, but you stop in and pick up one of these. Then you can use this adapter, and I'll put the name of this up on the screen so you know what to look for. I also found this on Amazon. You probably can find it in other places, but Amazon's so easy. This will allow you to use this canister to refill. This just fits on here. Now, when you push this down, you have to push it down fast and hard and hold it, because it'll squirt out the side if you don't. And you can hear that going in there. Hopefully you can. Let's see how much we got in there. I generally like to use this because sometimes I do backpack in the cooler weather. Let me get a weight on that, see what it... Make sure that's 0. I can't remember what I had a while ago. Maybe it was 157? All right, 163. I'm going to continue filling from this can, though, for now. I'm going to try to get it up to that 200 mark. I should have put that in the freezer. I just wasn't thinking. I just grabbed everything up and ran outside because I thought, well, at least I could get this done when it's before it gets too hot out here. All right, let's weigh that. 183. And you just keep on doing that till you get up to your full mark, to the 200 grams or the 210, whichever. And be sure, like I said, if you're starting from a brand new can, weigh it before you start using it so you can get your weight and write it on here. All right, another thing, if you're out backpacking, you're not going to be carrying a scale, obviously. That's just not going to happen. You won't have that in your backpack. If you will take a full canister, make sure this is full, drop it in a sink or large bowl of water, and wherever this floats, wherever that water line is, when it's full, make a mark. That'll be your full mark, so that then when it's getting low, you can drop this in the sink and you'll see how much you need to add. So you'll add up until you get to that water mark is up to this point. Now when you put this in the sink, be sure that you let the air bubble come out from under here so it won't hold it up. Just kind of put it in like that, and then it'll float, and you can kind of gauge from that how much you need to add. All right, we're going to keep adding until I get it up to 200. Can's getting real close to being empty. There's still some in it though. Goodness. You okay? It's always fun trying to video with an animal nearby because they're always carrying on and making strange noises or acting a fool. Alright, I'm at 193. I got a little bit more to do. I always get nervous when I get close to that full mark. I'm afraid I'm going to overfill it, but I know they make these canisters tougher than what they put in it. I mean, they have to because they've got to allow for them heating up, you know, during backpacking trips or even during shipping and stuff. They've got to, this has got to be able to withstand more than just what's put in it. So I ought not be too nervous about it, but you should always use caution. Oh, look, I'm 199. 199. I'll see if I can get it right 200 on the dot, just for curiosity. Now, I do know that this is supposed to technically be 210, but I leave that little room for error or for a little overage because I know, that way I know I can hardly ever get it 200 on the dot. So we're going to do a little bit. Let's see what that does. By all means, if this makes you nervous, don't do it. Don't do it. $203. Okay. Well, I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to stop there. That is good enough. Now, if you happen to already have a canister that's not full, and you haven't made your marks, you can go ahead and fill it up, and then you can put it in your water to make your marks. That's actually what I did. I carry both of these in my backpack because I don't know. Most of the time I'm going to run across a hiker box that's got a partial can in it. I can refill from there. Honestly, I haven't been out long enough to... I've only done that once, and that's just because I got a little bit nervous about... it was getting a little bit low, and it was cold, and I was afraid I'd run out, so I've only done that once. But I'm going to always keep this with me because you just never know what might happen. Like I said, you can find this in Walmart or a truck stop, gas station. You know, along the Appalachian Trail, which is where I've been hiking, probably some gas stations carry these. But I don't know why I would buy one if I can find one in a hiker box. That's my main thing, is to use what others have discarded. Because they put it in the box because they know that somebody might need it later down the road. And that way you're also not paying for it. But they put it there for your use. So I carry this and I carry this. And I always keep this inside this little thing because of this tiny, it's so small. And it's got a little rubber washer here, like a O-ring. That seals off that when you press that down. And there's one inside there as well. They give you an extra, at least the one I bought did. In case you lose that. That keeps it all together. Alright, well there it is. That's how I refill my backpacking canisters at home and on the trail. Thanks for stopping in. Y'all have a great day.